following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.
This isn't just a game. This is iRacing.
The final week of this season for the Short Track Rivals Racing League is officially here as we arrive to Volusia Speedway Park, just in the north and west of Daytona International Speedway, as we get ready for a very fun show on the dirt street stocks here on this dirt of Volusia Speedway Park. It is the 9th and final race here of the season. I am the captain. We welcome you in on this Friday evening from the Sunshine State, where we do see some clouds and stuff, but the great news, iRacing is going to have rain on dirt, so we're going to race, and we're going to have some fun here at a track that, well, originally was dirt, right? And then back in the 80s and 90s was actually a half-mile asphalt track. Then the gentleman who owned the track at that time sold it, bought the track again, and turned it back to dirt. And it's been dirt ever since, and it is hosted multiple Busch Series, or now Xfinity Series races, and tonight is the host of the Short Track Rivals Racing Series here, as, of course, is the Buttkicker Midwest Invasion Tour. Okay, we're slightly south and east of the Midwest part, but we're here ready to go at Volusia, as mentioned, presented by Buttkicker, by Dre, by Rogue Energy, by Admin Box, by Surge Performance, and last but certainly not least, simwrapmarket.com. As we get ready for 45 laps of main event coming up, we also will have some heat races and a pretty good sized field here in about a minute. Going to go out for hot laps as we get ready to go here in this half-mile track. Now, we do have a points battle on our hands, and of course, with a drop week that comes into play, it's going to play a role here tonight. And you would think for Gabe Griffin, it's pretty simple here. Just go out here and win. That would be the object, I think, for him, as he leads the points here by 25 over Seth Castle. But once you put this drop in and so on and so forth, if Gabe has a rough run of it tonight and Seth Castle goes out and gets his 4th win of the season, of course, he's won the last 2 series races, we could have ourselves a little sneaky battle for the points championship when it's over with. But right now it's Gabe's to lose, but we can obviously see anything happen on a dirt track, and we've seen some great racing so far in the, 4 or 5 weeks now of racing we've had here on the Captain eSports Network on Friday nights, and we expect to see some more again. As you see the track already starting to kind of slicken up a little bit, very tacky. And the question going to be, will we see some cars riding the top side? Will we see cars catfishing it? Will we, what are we going to see? Who knows? But I've been watching the line throughout practice, has worked its way about halfway up the track, starting to kind of create a cushion, but who knows, eventually might see cars going 3/4, if not a full way up the track on this semi-banked dirt oval. But I think either way, no matter what, you're going to see a pretty good show here this evening. As appreciate the viewers watching here. And a reminder, if you click down below the screen where you see the racing going on right now, you'll see a little information page. It has all the information about the racing series and so on and so forth. You will notice now there is a page for the Captain's Race Shop, which is a merchandise store that you could purchase Captain eSports Network swag and stuff like that, from whiskey glasses to coffee cups to baby gear to, let's see what else we got in there, jackets, shirts, hats, and so much more. Make sure you check out the shop right there in the race information. Click the link and it goes right over to the page, and go support the Captain eSports Network and buy yourself a t-shirt or something like that. All right, let's go to hot laps right now on the track, as everybody going to get 2 quick laps out of the way right now. Let's go to, looks like the first one's going to get a lap in here. Tracy Burns in the 16 car. And we'll see what kind of lap he can run here. You get 2 simple hot laps here, and it'll be all said and done, as there goes Tracy across the start-finish line, as he runs the 1929 to 27 for Matt Smith in that 31 car. As Ryan Howard jumps up there in the 04. 1925 for him. Andy Denham in 1933. Barrow and Bickford also on the track here, so we'll see what kind of laps these guys run. Bickford in 1936. As across the line, Burns actually goes 4/10 slower that time by, as here's the 4 car of Ryan Howard. As Barrow, 1911, goes to the pole. Good lap for the 45, looking pretty sporty in that TNT car. You see him in the purple here, Sean Cottrell in the 25 as he crosses the start-finish line. And Cottrell see a counted lap here. He's actually starting his first lap right now. So is Cody Ernest, Gabe Griffin, Tim Taylor, the tool man on track. Butch Baker's on track now. And Bickford runs a 12, is right there behind Barrow there in the front row. And Griffin, 1898. There you go. Well, Griffin went out and said, get y'all boys some of that. Almost 2/10 faster than Barrow. Actually, 12/100 to be exact. Tim Taylor slots in 4th. Ernest 5th right now. Still got McManus and Castle now on track. And then from here, we'll do 2 heat races of roughly 6 or 7 cars, as Griffin's still out there running laps 2 laps later, getting a couple practice laps in. Butch Baker across the line as McManus said, I'll see your lap, Gabe, and I'll raise you to 100ths. To the pole he goes with an 1896. McManus had a fast car last week at Eldora, but fell up a little bit short. And looks pretty sporty as Castle slides in there with a 96. I mean, look at 3 1,000ths of a second, the separation between first and second. Great qualifying effort. Jason McManus will be the pole sitter. As McManus actually just threw an 1891 up on track. So never mind, he just went 5 100ths quicker on that lap. So nice job by Jason. He will be the pole sitter here tonight. And before we get the heat races started, let's go ahead and go trackside for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, high laps officially in the books, as qualifying will wrap up here, and we'll go to the heat races now officially. 7 cars will start this first one, and pretty much how they set it up. So inside row will be set up in race 1. The outside row set up in race number 2, as McManus and Griffin will be on the front row. Tyler Bickford and Cody Ernest, row number 2. Row 3, Ryan Howard, Butch Baker, Andy Denham, the 4th and final row. The 7 cars here, getting ready to go 8 laps around this half-mile oval. Again, this track built back in I'll make sure I had the year right here, 1968 is what I thought. Built by Benny Corbin as a quarter-mile dirt oval, and operated through 1969, and then in 69, August 69, expanded to a 3/8 mile, and it expanded again to a half mile in 1972. And again, it was paved in 1989. And then back in 1997, converted it back to dirt officially. There's actually a go-kart track that sits next to the dirt oval here at Volusia Speedway Park. The track, see a little shine there in the corners, so I think you're going to see this track widen out some more here as we get more laps on it. Got a few more cars in what we've had these last few weeks. That's going to give the opportunity for this track to slicken up a little bit more. And one thing I've noticed about these street stock cars is when the track does slicken up, it seems like the cars work their way to the bottom. I wonder if that's where you'll see the catfishing I talked about earlier, or will it be topside? I think either way, we're going to be in line for a pretty good show here tonight. As McManus and Griffin bring them to the back straightaway here. Good news here tonight, the pace truck will not have to run away like it said to do a couple times. Good crowd here on the inside of the track, outside the track. As we go heat racing for the final time here in the Short Track Rivals Racing League on a Friday night for this season. As McManus and Griffin bring on a turn one, running right down on that bottom, as I mentioned, right against that wall. As Griffin gets a pretty good run off the corner. Here comes Tyler Bickford, 3 cars under a blanket. Right away is Cody Ernest, the 88 top side there, that gray car. Trying to slide into the picture there. Butch Baker and the Ryan Howard car, 5th and 6th for those guys as they fight it out for position here. Pretty much everybody catfishing for the most part, as mentioned. Already 2 laps in the books. Well, anybody trying to experiment here? Griffin, 1890. One thing I heard him talk about in the interview last week, and I didn't even think about this until he brought it up, drafting. You would think that a half-mile track like this, you wouldn't see drafting, but yeah, you're going to see these cars kind of tail off each other trying to get the runs. I mean, it's not too powerful, but it does enough. McManus out to about a half second. Griffin right there behind him, and there's Bickford. Side by side for second, side by side for fourth, side by side for sixth. Side by side at the concession stand, and heck, probably side by side at the traffic still. As everybody trying to fill in this Volusia Speedway Park, and McManus starting to run away with this thing. Bickford going to slide down in front of Griffin. Ooh, easy. I mean, leaning on each other here. I mean, do you try to root the guy out of the way here? I mean, ooh, he almost runs into him again there. Had to back out. Gets a good run off the corner, though. A little easy in, hard off. A little short track racing at its finest here. As both of them starting to catch McManus here. As we come to the white flag, final lap of heat race number 1. Griffin moves back to second. Does he have anything for McManus? All 7 cars within 2 seconds of each other as they work their way to 3 and 4. Griffin sends her in there. He's to the bottom side here. He's got room. Can he get the grip off? He will not. McManus gets heat race 1. All right, boys. We might be in for a little show here tonight. And just like that, we catch our breath. The thing about iRacing heat races, they just fly by. All right, let's get you the second heat race now, starting lineup. Seth Castle will be on the pole alongside Stephen Barrow, ran a great lap in qualifying. Tim Taylor, the toolman, starting third alongside the 31st version of Matt Smith. Tracy Burns and Sean Cottrell, they will be the 6 starters here. That'll line up for the 2 laps. And no challenge here, boys, but you got to follow up this heat race that just happened. As Pace Truck will bring him around one more time here, and we'll get the green flag. And tonight's feature race, a 45-lapper. And for those who've never seen a dirt race in this series, or maybe most series, I know are run about the same. But obviously, dirt racing, it's all green flag laps, no cautions count. I mean, there are cautions waving, but they do not count. In some leagues, that will do the front row challenge, which last week McManus unintentionally did, we'll call it, as he penalized himself for advancing the session. But when it looked like he actually did the front row challenge. As we go green, heat race number 2. Castle trying to chase that championship down. Leads them from the pole side by side for second as the Toolman and Barrel run into each other door to door. Taylor's going to take second. Here comes the 31 of Matt Smith. Matt's car, the inside of it, looks like it has broken glass everywhere. I'm confused. I see the colors, and I'm like, what? I think it's just like the decoration of his interior is what it is. As Castle has pulled away to about a half second or so, 0.3 over Taylor. Smith there behind him, Barrow, and then Burns obviously behind Cottrell there in 6th. As we complete 2 laps. They slide it through the corners. Burrow trying to get that top line working here a little bit. They had a little bit of a kink there in the back straightaway. As Taylor running lap times just about as quick as Castle, 3:05 to a 3:30 last time by. As they're starting to really pick up speed as they get momentum here. A 24 for Castle that time by as he tries to get away from the field. McManus did the same thing in the last heat race, and you saw how the field pretty much brought him back in towards the end of the races. Matt Smith slid her in there pretty deep on the 45. Five laps in the books. They're getting their cars tuned up a little bit of a practice run here as they'll set the lineup and then get ready for that feature. Final one of the season here. 2 laps to go. Battles right here for third as Smith and Barrow side by side, almost leaning on each other here. Oh, now, well, that's a little more than a lean. He said, "Excuse me, sir. There's some more. There's a little bump back." Steven not too happy about that, I'm sure. White flag waves. As here comes Castle off turn 4 by a half second over the Toolman. It's Castle getting the heat race win. Taylor second, Smith, Barrow, Cottrell, and Tracy Burns. Your top 5 in heat race number 2. All right, now we're going to go to the warm-up portion of the program here. And these guys will get a couple minutes to get out there and get themselves ready to rock and roll. And we'll let these cars run some laps here together. Go out to watch that battle with the 31 and 45, I think, after what we just saw in that heat race. As that was very interesting amongst that group of cars. See if I got anybody over here in Discord. I don't really see anybody. That's okay. So Bickford right now fastest in practice. And for those just joining us here this evening, let us talk about the point standings again. As here's what it comes down to this evening as we show you the points entering the final race here of the season. It is Gabe Griffin leading by 25 over Seth Castle. It's those two basically that can win the championship Gabe just pretty much needs to get a good finish, and it's his. Now, there is the one drop, as I mentioned. And when you look at Castle, he's already only made 6 starts. So he's not going to lose any points. What he's got is what he's got. It's that matter of the starts being in there for Gabe. And from what I'm seeing numbers-wise, Gabe's already got 7 of 8 started here. So that tells me that the drop is already put in here. And that is the separation, 25 points. So depending on what it's set up to be here, we'll have to see. I know I talked earlier about the drop being added, but it looks like it's already been done here. So that'll kind of explain things and what needs to be done here tonight in this race for Gabe to win the championship when it's all said and done. Why are you spraying this? All right, let's talk about some sponsors here in the Captain eSports Network. Of course, 40 Racewear. If you've not heard of these guys yet, it's an opportunity for you to go buy yourself some shoes and some gloves for racing on a simulator. It's a pretty cool deal that Jim Herrick has done. I know he's had some people decorating gloves for them, and that is a big buy for those. So if you see like the gloves that Dale Jr. and some of the drivers wear in NASCAR, well, actually they all do, but you can have similar gloves for the rig and for the sim. So you can get those and get shoes and more at 40racewear.com. And also our friend Mark down at MC Racing in downtown Fort Wayne. Got some more events going on downtown this weekend. As a matter of fact, I'll be at one on Sunday. And just happen to go through the Fort Wayne area, heading to a dirt race. There's plenty of tracks in the area here. Angola right up the road. Of course, you got Lernersville right down the road over in near Lima, Ohio. You've got Eldora's about an hour and a half from here. So many great dirt tracks. Kokomo, Gas City, all these tracks are right here. And if you're going through the area, stop in Fort Wayne and jump on a rig at MC Racing. And right there in downtown Fort Wayne, you can grab yourself some food and then go stop at the rig, run some laps, and get ready to go and have some fun there. Big shout out to Mark for what he does there for allowing people to, might not even heard of iRacing or even like racing, period. They'll walk in there and see this cool setup. They get in there, and I can't help but think about the first time I went in there. Actually, there was a lady, probably in her 40s, maybe 50s, jumps on this rig, and she's out there running laps at Watkins Glen in a GT3. I mean, come on. Now, you couldn't have much more fun than that, I think, in your first time. So, big shout out to Mark at MC Racing for what he does there. So, also, as I mentioned for the viewers here tonight, if you go into the information page on the Captain eSports Network, if you see the racing screen you're looking at right now, and you look right down below, you can click the screen and it spreads out, and you can click on a link that goes to the new race shop of the Captain eSports Network, where you can purchase merchandise from shirts to hats to glasses, wine, and coffee. You've got, let's see, there's a hockey jersey there. You got sweatshirts, you got hoodies, you got hats, you got beanies, sticker or magnets, I should say. What else did I put on there? There's so many different things that you can check out there. Make sure you click the link, and big shout out to Fourth Wall for helping us out. As a matter of fact, because you guys are watching tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link and stick it right here in the chat, so you can make it even easier to click your way over there. As the checkered flag waves, and we are going to get ready for 45 laps of feature racing here tonight from Volusia Speedway Park. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with us here on the Captain eSports Network. One final time here this season. There's your link, by the way. And let's show you the starting lineup here for the main event. Of course, they line up on how they finished in the heat races. So McManus and Castle on the front row. Gabe Griffin working on that championship here tonight. He'll start next to the toolman, Tim Taylor. Tyler Bickford, which is kind of ironic, wasn't? Or it's Binford, never mind. Starts in the 5th position with Matt Smith. Ryan Howard and Stephen Burrell in that 8th position. Those two right there at 31 and 45. Had a little argument there during the heat race. We'll have to watch that. Cody Ernest, Sean Cottrell there in the 9th and 10th positions. Butch Baker, Tracy Burns in row number 6, and the final row is Andy Denham. He'll start tail end Charlie in the race here this evening. And did he do it? Is McManus doing the front row challenging? He didn't do anything wrong tonight. He said last week he did it because he advanced the session on me too quickly. Which now I'm starting to wonder if he's like just making that up just to do the front row challenge. Anyway, let's take a look at the race information. 45 lap feature on this half-mile track. 82 degrees, typical Florida weather. 65% humidity, cloudy skies. Now, for those who are not used to dirt racing, want to know what the front row challenge is. It's basically where one of the front row guys, usually there's money on the line in this situation at like a dirt track, they will offer a challenge for somebody to go to the back and they have to win the race to win bonus money. Some tracks do it, some tracks don't. I think it's kind of a cool thing. Definitely shows the talent of a driver. This is all fixed setups, so everybody's got the same stuff here. So we'll see how this track races now as we're fully under the lights. Just kind of looking and seeing what I see here. I don't see much slickness here. So as they worked on the track here before the race, looks like everybody's done a good job here. So look for a very tacky track to start here as we go green as Gabe Griffin launches from the pole. And here we go, the final feature of the season. Our cameras presented by TrackCams22.com. Check them out online on Facebook and the iRacing forums at TrackCams22.com. Already seeing some 2, some 3 wide racing, even some contact towards the back a little bit. Griffin leads lap 1. Already topside is that 12 of Castles. He's trying to get that high line rolling a little bit. 99 in the middle there of Taylor with Bickford. Way under a blanket, 5 cars right here. As you see the 31 is Smith in there, Cody Ernest in the 88. As Ryan Howard, the 07 of Bickford slides up the track. Castle going to try to fill that gap. There's the old Memphis Grizzlies 99 of Tim Taylor. Oh, into the inside wall. You got to be careful of that. Howard almost bikes it a little bit there off the corner. And that allows the 31. Here comes Matt Smith to his outside. And look at Cody fill the gap inside. Cody's like, I'll help you stay off that inside wall. And there's McManus up to the 8th position. Griffin's lead only about a half second right now over Castle, so everybody's staying pretty tight to each other here after 5 laps. Front 4 single file, then it's double file. Next 3 rows. 5th, 7th, and 9th, all in this battle right here. You mentioned the 13 cars on the track. Good to see a good group of guys out here racing hard. And McManus has got that thing catfished on the bottom perfectly. Painted Bob Ross. It's got to be so hard to do knowing that you kick that right rear out and all of a sudden your left front's in the walls. Come contact there as Howard almost lost it. Had so many cars going over the same piece of real estate back here. Oh, easy, boys. Easy. Yeah, everybody in the 5s, 6s, and 7s all the way around this track. I mean, nobody's getting away from anybody. So it makes fixed racing fun as we have cars right on top of another here. As already 10 laps caution free in the books. look back from Taylor at that mess of cars. 3 wide coming off of 4 as McManus fills that bottom gap as he tries to get through here. Still 3 wide through 3 and 4. Easy. Finally, to get back to 2 wide is Ernest there trying to clear him. Almost tries to slide up in front of him there. Does McManus. And all the way up to 5th from the 13th position here so far. He's going to clear him here. Griffin still out 2/10. Oh, trouble. Colby Ernest gets turned. Or Cody Ernest, I'm sorry. And he into 25 of Cottrell going to bring out the first Surge Performance Yellow of the night at lap 15. Well, these boys are putting on a show back here mid-pack. Let's get a quick replay. What happened to Cody? Did he get turned? Did he lose it there? He's up there on the top side here by himself. Here's where McManus clears them. He's got the 31 of Smith there behind him. Oh. Just cleans him out there a little bit there. Howard gets a little bit of damage. 25 spins around with a little help from Tracy Burns. Unfortunately, Ernest gets wiped out from the bottom. Matt unfortunately just gets in there a little deep. Car just slides right up in front of him as Ernest goes in there a little late on the entry there too, and kind of just same real estate type of move again. As caution waits for the first time. And double foul restarts here in the Buttkicker Midwest Invasion Series, the Southeast Edition, here tonight. Griffin trying to win the championship. Castle trying to win his 3rd straight race. That's off turn 4. Griffin leads them back to the green flag. Here we go. Bickford in a battle here. 3 wide. McManus back on the bottom again. McManus to the inside. Taylor to the outside. And for the lead, here comes Castle. 5 cars under a blanket for the lead. Almost a 4 wide into 3. Ryan Howard with a big restart up to 6th. This track plenty wide enough to go 4 and 5 wide if it wants. Griffin doing everything he can to protect that bottom. Here comes McManus up to 3rd from the back. And we're not even to the halfway point in this race. As he 307 of Bickford. Howard back there, as I mentioned, with Barlow. I mean, you have every car pretty much side by side right now in all 13 positions, which math-wise doesn't make sense because that means one car single file. But either way, it's working out here. Good stuff, good stuff. Short track rivals racing ending with a bang here at Volusia so far with 20 awesome laps of racing so far. They are top two in points, battling for the lead. And a bunch of hungry hounds behind them. Castle's going to clear, I think, finally here. Got that top sign rolling. That slides up the track a little bit here. Griffin drives back in there. McManus stuck his nose in there. And Castle's got him. Moves Seth to the lead, and now McManus trying to root that 5 car up out of the bottom. And here comes the tool man to the outside. What a battle this is. Good stuff. McManus actually nosing the wall a little bit there with his left front. A lot of people don't like the dirt straight stocks in this car or in this in iRacing. I'm like, man, this is pretty fun stuff. I mean, I get it. You want speed, you know, want to drive a light car around dirt, but these guys are just putting on a show up here as Taylor trying to clear for second. McManus has fallen back to fourth, and now he clears the 04 of Howard. A little contact between the 5 and 99. Oh, don't touch each other, boys. One thing Griffin does not need is to get turned right here. Everybody doing a great job giving each other room. These guys are fighting for second like it's the last lap of the race. Meanwhile, Castle's not getting away. It's still, he gained a pretty good amount of time right there in 1 and 2. As McManus going to clear to second. Taylor trying to get that third position. Bickford back there with Barrow as those guys battle it out. And now that McManus is clear, well, he's basically cleared. Now Griffin's coming back to the top side on him. I mean, McManus has been stuck down there, catfishing. $13 to go. Griffin maybe trying to crossover move here, but McManus has been stuck to that wall. Oh, he just clipped the inside barrel. That's how stuck to the bottom he is. He still ran the fastest lap on that lap. 19:38. Or I'm sorry, 57. Never mind, I'm reading the lap wrong lap times. Wake up, Scala. Like I do this for a living. $11 laps to go, 1.2 seconds between first and second. Oh, little contact there between Taylor and Griffin. As that brings Bickford into the battle now. As look at Bickford send it in there. Oh, little door banger there. Brings Barrow in from the top side. Surprised this track's not really slickening up like I thought it would. I mean, I see a little shine, but not too much. As Castle drives away, you have pretty much second through ninth right here in this battle. As McManus will clear, Griffin has fought his way back to third. Man, I thought he was going to fall back to fifth or sixth before this thing is over with. 7 to go. You have evenly matched cars out there running the same lap times against each other here. To go. Castle 1.4 seconds ahead of what has been a absolute dogfight back here. As Cottrell's taking his car off the track. Look at the 99 back into the picture. Taylor has fallen all the way back to sixth. Trying to climb his way back up. 3 laps to go. Barrow there in the 4th position ahead of Bickford. Single file now, the front 3. Everything's starting to settle down just a little bit. And for McMahon, it's going to be too little too late on this front row challenge as he's up to second, not going to get to the front. Well, he gets to the front, just not first. As Castle going to bring her off turn number 4 and take the white flag, final lap of the season. And for Seth Castle, an impressive run for this 4-car, as he is going to end up winning 3 straight races to finish off the season. And it looks like he might fall up just a little short of the championship. But 3 in a row for Castle to finish it all off as he wins at Volusia. McManus second, Griffin third. Likely will lock up the championship. Going to wait for the final standings here. As Barrow and Bickford, your top 5 in what was an exciting dirt race. Probably one of the more exciting races I've seen so far on iRacing between these guys. I'm going to do some snooping here really quickly. Let's see if there's any way to show how the points are done for the series, but unfortunately I don't have that answer. All right, let's take a look at the final results, but I'm pretty sure Gabe Griffin has won the championship officially. So congratulations to him on that. As we look at the final results, once again, it's Castle and Victory Lane here for a third straight week. I guess he's starting to enjoy this a little bit. McManus finishes second, Griffin finishing third, Barrow fourth, and Bickford fifth. Tim Taylor sixth, Cody Ernest seventh, Brian Howard eighth, Butch Baker, Andy Denham, Matt Smith, Tracy Burns, Sean Cottrell. Your 13 finishers here tonight in a very fun Friday night racing here at Volusia Speedway Park. And let me peek at something here really quickly. That's one thing I should point out, and I may not forget this. Tonight was a double points race. I did not think about that until just now. So a double points event, that's going to play a pretty big role when it's over with. McManus obviously getting the 5 points for the pole award. Otherwise, it's about a 12-point difference. Oh boy, this is actually going to be a lot tighter than it should be. Castle's going to get the 60 points here for the win. And then if I see the math right, Griffin will get 48 for finishing third. That is 12 points times 2 is 24. If I'm doing the math right, that means that Griffin wins this battle by 1. That double points came into play. I want to make sure of this before I... Let's bring our third place finisher. Actually, let's bring second in here, McManus, because I want to do this a little weirdly because McManus is the only one, unfortunately, not involved in a battle here, and he might be able to actually help me out here. Jason, obviously, congratulations on finishing second. Tried out the whole front row challenge thing again, as called it. But I guess you can kind of help me out before we talk about your race. I'm guessing Gabe's the champion by 1, if I did the math right.
It not officially, I'm gonna say yes, but we'll have to go back and check. But I don't know if me passing Gabe shuffled it up. I'll have to go back and look.
All right, so well, we're thinking that he's the champion, but we'll have to see. But either way, Jason, man, great job finishing in the second spot here tonight. Great come from behind effort there after getting your pole tonight.
Yep, man, no problem. I mean, hey, I tried to stick to my word, and it didn't work out, so.
Well, obviously, a great battle. I mean, the racing amongst you guys there from second back to almost ninth at one point was absolutely phenomenal. Explain that.
Yeah, early on in the race, I kind of thought to just save tires because it was a 45-lap race and the track was already slicking it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just thought to take it easy, not try to get into too much trouble. And then I realized the bottom, if you rolled it just right, was good, and you could still save tires pretty good. So I just started rolling that, and I passed about 7 cars. Then I got to the top 5, and I was like, I think it's time to start pushing. So I got past, was it Tyler Bickford? I think that's his name.
I believe so, yeah.
And he set me in a good spot for me to be able to kind of shuffle things up and get 3 wide and pass Gabe Griffin and Tim Taylor. Just glad they raced me clean and glad that I was able to race with them.
Yeah, it was some fantastic stuff. A couple times I saw you look like your left front just kind of clipping the inside wall. Even at times you were so far down there catfishing it. But obviously to be able to race with a group of guys like this and for it to be clean like it was. I mean, you guys were almost able to lean on each other without actually touching each other. That's got to be like so intense but so much fun.
It really is. It gets your nerves racking, but I mean, it also is fun to see happen, and it's fun to feel happen, honestly. I love going 3 wide with people. I love being able to get really close to people and not hit them. I love being able to race clean. Only having 1 caution is a big win, a really big win.
Well, great job tonight. Send some shouts, whoever you like to.
Yeah, man, I got to thank Factor East Racing. I got to thank Jason McManus Sim Sports, my team. I got to thank Tim Taylor. I got to thank Gabe Griffin for the amazing race. I got to thank the track crew. I got to thank you for putting on the amazing broadcast. I got to thank Extreme Rap Studio, which is me and Dana started up, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done for me. And I mean, once again, thank you, man. You're doing amazing.
I appreciate it. Jason McManus finishing in the second position. Congratulations.
Yep.
Absolutely. As McManus finishes second. Gabe's probably going to wonder what in the world's going on here because I'm bringing the winner now down here to talk to him. Obviously it's not official or anything yet here, but I'm doing the math. And again, I did go to school about 120 miles south of this track. But still, growing up in Florida and the math not being too well, 60 minus 48, I'm sorry. Yep, so here I go with the math already getting it wrong. You were, down by 25, and it looks like you gained 24 points.
Cold. God damn.
But you did win the race tonight.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna complain about that. I mean, getting 4 wins in the season definitely feels good. 2 in a row, or is it 2 in a row or 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
3 in a row, yeah. It feels good, man. It sucks. I had one race that I couldn't make. I actually missed 2 races. One of them for an unfortunate reason, and then I actually just flat out missed a race because I was at work. So to be able, I mean, if it does come down to 1 point, to be able to battle and potentially only lose it by 1, still feels impressive for me. But at the same time, it's like, had I not missed that one race, now I'm wondering what could have been. It sucks.
Well, I'm gonna make you feel a little bit better because once again, I did say my math was questionable, and it's very questionable now because 60 minus 48 is 12, not 24. So actually,
yeah.
So that's a little bit better. You lost by 13 then.
Oh shit.
Hey, as the old bit from Abbott and Costello, you guys are way too young for this, but 7 times 13 is 28. Just remember that bit. Go watch it on YouTube. It's funny as hell.
Oh yeah, I know them too.
Right. So so doing the math, actually, you lose by 12, but or lose by 13. So still, we can push that out of the way, man. What a race tonight. Obviously, you start there on the outside of the front row. Obviously, McManus goes to the back. You start next to Gabe. Gabe gets a good start on you. And then that second restart, you were able to run that top side again. And obviously, you had the front row seat for what was going on behind you.
Yeah. It was down at the bottom to start off, man. It was just there wasn't enough up there on the outside, and I was hoping McManus was not going to take an EOL because I was like, man, that puts at least one more car, good fast driver, potentially in between me and Gabe. But he took that EOL and gave Gabe the pole. I was like, God dang it. So I knew there was going to be a battle right off the bat to even get the lead. But yeah, we was reeling him in. We had him reeled in, and then that caution, the track just kind of changed up and went to the outside, kind of a slider, mid slider type of deal, just run it up into the outside, and was able to get around him and set sail. But like I was telling him in the waiting room, I kept looking in my mirror. I was like, okay, I see Jason got around him, and I could see on the relative Tim was back there, and Bickford. I was like, man, come on guys, get around Gabe. But Gabe ran a hell of a race, hell of a season. Consistency wins. Sometimes it's not the wins that get it. I mean, had I made the other 2 races, it would have been the wins that got it. But for Gabe, consistency made it. He made every race, and he deserves it for that, getting those points. But that's okay. We'll take it. If we did get second, it'd be a good little payday.
There you go, man. Congratulations. Send some shout out to her like too.
Just thank all you guys for making this happen. Appreciate you coming in middle of the season, taking over broadcasting and giving us a little show. Like I said, I love going back and watching the broadcast and seeing it from your view. And so appreciate you doing that for us, and for Dana putting this league on, getting some of them prizes rounded up for us, some prize money. Obviously the Buttkicker, man, I was really hoping I could win that Buttkicker, but congrats to Gabe if he ended up getting it. Congrats to him. Thank all the guys that helped me out getting good in these cars. I basically run dirt. That's all I race. And specifically these cars. These are my favorite cars. You know, this is what I grew up watching at the short track. The local track is street stock dirt racing, and so this is what I put most of my time into is these cars. And just like to thank everyone that's played a part in helping me be where I am today in these cars to be able to compete in these league races like this and win races. So yeah, I think that's about it. Good season, good league. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
Great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Yep, I appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely, you too. Seth Castle, the winner here tonight, gets 3 in a row, 4 overall, and unfortunately going to fall up a little bit short here in the points battle here. And now I get Gabe up here and probably wondering, like, why am I interviewing the third place guy third? I mean, it's usually 3-1, that whole thing. But Gabe, I saved you for last because, I mean, just at first I couldn't do math, and now I think I figured it out. It looks like you unofficially are the champion by about 13 points or so.
Well, yeah, I mean, good race to Jason and Seth. I mean, we raced hard all race. I mean, top wasn't it at all most of the race. I know I was going to have to beat Seth or something, or at least finish a decently good position, but I feel like top 3 did it. If I did probably less than the top 5, I probably would have gave it to him. But yeah, good race to them, and I don't know. Hopefully we can do it again in next series, I guess.
Well, the one thing I did want to ask you is, I mean, you had to claw because there were times where you had, there was some door banging going on out there, and at times you had fallen back to about 5th, and maybe even 6th position, but somehow you clawed your way, if it was in that middle groove or whatever you were able to do, and get back to that top 3 position. Talk about that battle amongst that whole group of you.
The middle kind of helped because, I mean, I didn't want them trying to throw a slider on me and then try to slow me down. So I tried to have to, like, kind of pinch them down, but not really. I wanted to give them room, though. But, yeah, I feel like the top or the middle gave a better run off the exit. So, yeah, I felt like that's what kind of helped me at the end of it.
Did it seem like the track was not wearing out as much as you usually, because it seemed like the last maybe 10 laps, we finally started to see the slickening of the track. Was that where you were feeling out there too, or was that just something we weren't seeing?
I mean, I feel like the slick started coming in around mid-race, around lap 20 or something around that.
Okay.
But after that, I mean, I did fall back a little bit, but once I kind of figured it out, I kind of just bounced back from it.
Well, obviously you did a great job tonight, man. Congratulations on, I can't say it's official, but I'm just doing the math here. The championship obviously going to you, it looks like, and send some shouts wherever you like to.
Thank my dad. He's the reason I'm in this whole thing. I want to thank him. Him and the engine service, Hoosier Tires, family, and that's it.
Well, great job tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. As Gabe Griffin, likely the Buttkicker Midwest Invasion Tour champion after a 3rd place finish here tonight. Congratulations to him and all the drivers in some great racing here tonight. Some of the best dirt racing I've seen yet. When being involved in it, myself racing or whatever, as these guys put on a fantastic show here this evening. I want to give a special shout out real quickly to Sim Wrap Markets. Of course, simwrapmarkets.com. They are the sponsor of the White Flag Lap, and I didn't get a chance to give them the mention during the White Flag, so wanted to make sure I give them another chance to be out there a little bit. But big shout out to simwrapmarkets.com. Make sure you give them a check on their website and stuff, and appreciate the hard work that they do there. All right, so obviously Dana's not here to show the points, so I don't have anything to show, obviously. But again, I do the math correctly this time. 60 minus 48 is 12. It was a 25-point lead. It should be 13. The final battle between Gabe and Seth when it's over with. So, hey, I appreciate all the viewers for hanging out this evening on this Friday night. We're going to head out and definitely plan likely to come back here in a couple weeks for more Friday night racing. We'll see. But me and Dana are talking about it. We'll get it all figured out, and we'll see what happens here in the next few weeks or so. Let's give a shout out to all the sponsors here for this season. Of course, to Buttkicker, the presenting sponsor of the Buttkicker Midwest Invasion Tour. To Dre. To Rogue Energy. Admin Box. Surge Performance, and the official sponsor of the Caution Flag. Simrap Markets, and the official sponsorship of the White Flag Lap. SimRapMarket.com. And a big shout out to, again, all the viewers, racers, and for Dana for allowing me to come in here. And Butch Baker, also shout out to him because he reached out to Dana and said, go call this weirdo who called a couple of races of mine like a decade ago. I'm kidding, it was like a couple years ago. But he's like, go call him, get him in here. And here we are. So, definitely a lot of fun to be a part of. So, all right, let's head out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. And for those up in the north area, stay warm. It's going to get a little chilly here these next couple days. I'm going to enjoy delivering packages in it, so it should be a lot of fun. So, always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, or retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain eSports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.